Alright, welcome back to the channel, everyone. Today we're diving into one of the most explosive multicolored decks from EBO2. This is the green-purple Monkey D. Luffy. This deck is fast, flexible, and has a ton of potential if piloted correctly. I'll walk you through the leader effect, deck strategy, turn-by-turn plays, and show you real matches to help you learn how to pilot it. So let's just get right into it. This is our leader. His effect lets you return 2 Dawn to your Dawn deck to give yourself 2 active Dawn and 1,000 power until the end of your opponent's turn. So this is huge. It creates explosive turns by deramping to empower your offense or defense. So just to get into this, we have 4 Namis. These are searchers. Look at the top 5 cards of your deck and basically reveal anything other than a Nami. This paired with the when you're at sea you fight pirates, that's looking at the top 3 cards of your deck, revealing 1 card. And then also 4 Going Marys. On play, if your leader is Straw Hat, draw 1 card. And just be mindful, you can only activate his ability if all of your characters are Straw Hat crew. So be selective with what you play. But I run 3 Roronoa Zoros. He can attack on the turn that he has played. 4 Sanji and Puddings. Basically, when 2 or more of your Dawn cards are returned to your Dawn deck, set 1 Dawn card from your Dawn deck as active. We run 2 Nico Robins, so that's 2 blockers, but on KO she's also a searcher. We run 3. You can change this, but 3 Monkey D. Luffys. These are they have rush. Just be mindful of using the ability because it does take a life, but you need to return 2 active Dawn to your Dawn deck to be able to swing again. Usohachi. So here comes the start of our 2,000 counter power. We run 2 of these, 4 of the Sanjis, which the Sanjis are blockers, but you can play them with 3 Dawn if you have 2 or less Dawn than your opponent. And then lastly, we have 4 of the Usohachis, also 2,000 counter power, but it's the same thing as the other one, just on play. These paired with the Gum Gum Giant, that's a counter, basically 1 cost, -2 Dawn, go up 4,000. So we have good counter power here. Next, Zoro Juro. Look at the top 5 cards of your deck. Basically, on play, you're searching for this card here. I'm looking heavily for the Luffy Taro to be able to synergize that with the Sanji and Pudding. So basically, with 7 Dawn, I can send 1 Dawn back to the Dawn deck. And then I can play Sanji Pudding, which is a 5 cost behind him. Activating the on play with Sanji Pudding and getting and then drawing with that. But moving forward, Electrical Luna. This is a great card. All of your opponent's rested characters with a cost of 7 or less do not become active, so you're freezing. We got 2 more counter cards. You could get rid of these, but basically that paired with the 2,000 counter, just more defense with 4 life, really looking good. And then lastly, the Gamma Knife. Just one of those, but that brings your opponent's character down 5,000 just in case you're trying to eliminate something big off the board. But here is our this is our deck, and we'll go ahead and not waste any time and just get right into showing how to basically core strategy. Yeah, and like I said, just be mindful of your Dawn, because you could put yourself into a pickle by not, because you are deramping. You're losing Dawn to be able to play cards fast and efficiently. You can change things up if you want to ramp with cards like Tony Chopper, which he ramps, but you could also use Zoro Juro, the 3 costs. He ramps 1 active Dawn when he attacks if you're at 3 life. But our main ramper here is Sanji and Pudding. Ramps if you return Dawn. Combining this with your leader effect really does wonders. So let's see what we have here. I tried to mulligan to find a 1 cost. We want to get something played to keep. We want to increase our hand size. That's basically the goal of mine, and look for, basically my combos here. But deramp strategically with your leader to trigger cards that you need to have equal or fewer Dawn than your opponent. and then gain tempo with extra active Dawn. So basically, yeah, let's just swing with the 5. When I see a Luffy Taro, that's what we want to go wide with, cheating out the powerful 5 costs or less characters like the Sanji Pudding. Um, and I think this is a really good matchup going up against the green purple Luffy. This is a challenging match for me actually. But let's see. So we're playing our Zoro, which is letting us search for a card, the top 5. Um, we're sitting with 1 blocker, and early game I let them hit my life so I can just, the more cards in hand the better. And then we've got 1 more, let's just attach it here and swing for 6. Basically with the Zoro Juro, we're just the Zoro we just played, we're searching for the purple straw hats like Nico Robin, Usohachi, or the 6 cost Luffy. If be mindful if you have no counter in hand, this is what the searchers are for. So we'll use a 2k counter to counter out, and then again, since we have the counter, we'll do it again. I don't see the 6 cost Luffy yet. His big. So we'll just get the Sanji Pudding. This is a 7k body, ramps when you return Dawn. This is a perfect synergy with your leader effect. So keep this card protected. And as you see, we activated unresting 2 and then gaining 1 back from the Dawn deck, and then playing the Zoro Juro so that way we can search for our 6 costs. This is our double attacker. If your opponent has 5 plus Dawn, you lose 1 life, but you're pushing lethal damage. Now, be mindful of this. You do not want to activate your leader ability every turn. Think of it as a power spike button. It's going to come with its disadvantages. We want to build the board. Now, this is awesome. When you get 1 or more Sanji Puddings, you do gain the extra Dawn. So basically, he's unresting Dawn that he used to play the Sanji Pudding, plus gaining 2 with having 2 on field. This really is what, if you can get 2 or more Sanji Puddings, this really keeps the momentum going with this deck. I'd say use it. Sorry, I was over here thinking. Use it when you're trying to trigger effects like Sanji Pudding, going for game with double attacking Luffy, or needing to go wide and play multiple characters. And then I'd say turns 4 through 6 are your power turns, so ramp early, then swing the board late. So we have the 2k, we'll counter out, and we don't have the counter for that. We could have used Nico Robin to be able to take that hit, but more defense. I'd imagine next turn he may play the Monkey D. Luffy. So we'll go ahead and play. I don't have enough of his characters rested to be able to play Electrical Luna. We'll use the leader ability. Actually, yeah, we'll go for the swing. Alright. So we have 2 that I could rest. So I'll be mindful. I could attach the Dawn and for sure take the KO. He does have the one blocker, so we won't be able to take the win on this turn. And we'll go for another swing here. If he didn't have that blocker, I'd attach 3 Dawn to the Nico and swing with her for 5. I added just in case he had any board control to basically I added the extra 2 to Nico Robin to protect her. Not that it really would have done anything, but you never know. Basically, my most vulnerable character is the one I'll use the Going Merry. Basically, when I have 2 or less, or maybe equal to, I can increase the cost of one of my characters by 2. And this counter really is going to help out here. Basically, we trash a card from hand to go up to 3. The 3,000 counter added to my 1,000, so that brought me up to 9. He can swing with 2 more characters plus the monkey D Luffy again. 1, 2, 3. Basically, I'll just take them all and let them. 1, 2, because he doesn't have enough Dawn to be able to play another Monkey D Luffy. Oh yeah. I was just trying to be mindful of what this is a good way to start the video off on teaching how to play, going up against also another green purple Luffy. We do have the blocker. We'll take it and then add a Gum Gum Giant. So that should do it. He does have 1, 2. I want to keep 2 Dawn active. That leaves me with 4 spendable Dawn. We'll lose our life if we swing double attack with Luffy. Ooh, I made a mistake there. I accidentally swung 5. That really hurts. I just need 2 Dawn. And then basically if I just attach 2 here, swing for 8, so he needs at least 1 2k counter plus another. I'm expounding on his counter power. It's a big gamble here, but I'm going for win. So he uses this isn't the so he uses his counter, gaining 2 cards. We don't know what those 2 cards are, but not a great situation because Nico Robin she can also search for a counter card that's needed. Okay. Okay. Very surprised because he could have blocked with the Nico Robin, but he didn't have any of her counter in hand. Okay, so yeah, it would have been game either way. He could have blocked with the Nico Robin, and then he does have there is no counter in hand. He's sitting at 6. I swung for 9. Yeah, he would have had to maybe 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, there was no way around it. Alright, so first match successful. I not generally like to go first, so on mulligan and turn sequences, going first. Let's hope. So we got a Going Merry. When going first, that's generally one of the 3 that I want to play. Either I want to play Nami or Merry go. Next turn, you got the if you're running the 3-cost Zoro, um, maybe like in order, and then turn 3 you can play your Sanji Pudding, and then the turn after Luffy Taro. Um, Here we're just getting one blocker out. If we're going second, Nami or Mary go, I'll play first. Basically, we always want to go for a Nami or Mary go. And then on turn 2, we can actually play the 4-cost Zoro, the one that lets us search. And then the turn after, we probably want to get Sanji and Pudding out, and then Luffy. Basically, you always want to get the Sanji out before Luffy, the Sanji Pudding. Um, but yeah, like example turns. Turn 1, 1 Dawn, play a Nami or Mary go. Turn 2, I don't run the 3-cost Zoro in here, so I do the Nico Robin. And then turn 3 with 5 Dawn ramp with Zoro, play Sanji Pudding or 6-cost Luffy. And then turn 4 and above, drop Luffy Taro plus another character, consider the leader effect for tempo. Alright, so next turn I'm thinking it'll be a good showcase to play Luffy Taro and then the Sanji Pudding behind him. So we will be sending 1 Dawn back to the Dawn deck. But with that, his on play allows us to play Sanji Pudding behind him. So we got a 7,000 power base and an 8,000 power base character in one turn. And I imagine the next attack will also give to him too. So we do have the counter power for this. We'll use one of the Sanjis, and then this will let the hit go through. Basically, he did some he went so aggro that he lost his hand, and the rule of thumb for me is the person with the bigger hand size tends to be the winner. I'll show you. So we just gained our 3 Dawn, 2 unrested, and gaining 1 active from the Dawn deck because of the Sanji Pudding being on field. Now we basically just want to get rid of Monet. So we'll swing for 6 at Monet, being mindful of Tony Chopper, which I imagine he'll give up. And then we'll swing again. So alright. Yeah. So we got rid of, and then you know what? We'll just attach the last 3 Dawn to Nico Robin and then swing for 5. That way, the consensus behind that is I want him to get rid of that last card in hand, or get rid of another character. We'll add our +2 cost to Zoro here, just in case. I know that he probably KOs bias to base power instead of cost. We'll definitely give up Nico Robin. So we're going to take the Usohachi. So now we have 1, 2, 3, 4 cards with 2,000 counter. Things will turn around for us. Don't be discouraged by our low life compared to our opponent. He's got no cards, so he's going to be playing each round 1 card at a time. So that's a hit. All right. Still not worried. I could play the Rorono Zoro to rest his character Bartholomew Kuma. Basically, yeah. So if I swing at him with the 5, he's gonna give it up. There's nothing that you can do, buddy. Alright, next we want to get rid of... Let's swing with leader on Monet. And Sanji Pudding on... So he's got no cards in hand and no board. So I'm not sure who's going to come out on top of that. Now we'll get our blocker out. And that leaves with 2 Dawn. Let's just use this. We'll pull another blocker. So right now we're managing everything with just 5 total Dawn. I don't want to give him a card in hand yet. So I'll just pass turn. Just remember, you don't have to attack always. So that's his attack. That's everything he's got. We'll also give it to him. Now I'm going to start playing the game. I've pretty much built up a pretty good hand. He has absolutely no way to block. So we could just go straight 5. We know what that card is. So now he's got 1,000 counter in hand. I could swing with Sanji next. There's another hit. So now he possibly has 3,000 counter power. So next would be Sanji Pudding. 5,000 counter power possibly. That'll bring him to 10. We'll play our Luffy. And this is our game winner, basically. Your finisher is often the 6 cost Luffy here with Rush and the ability to untap himself and draw a life. He's basically a closer. When your opponent's at 1 life, that's usually our cue. Activate leader, gain 2 active Dawn, and swing in twice with Luffy for game. So like so, I'm going for... Ooh, I didn't see that. Oh, wow. That's not okay. Oof. Yes, I do have the counter power. Yes. Alright. If he swings, which he can't. Alright, we won. That's some luck right there. Woo, he quit. That's amazing. That really turned out so well in our favor. Basically that trigger, I mean, it was game. That you saw. Basically, without the trigger, we would have taken the win for sure. When we still took the win, just it would have been a much easier outcome. And so when going against yellow, like just be mindful of the triggers, and it can come out to gambling and good luck on their end. Yeah, we got really lucky. Glad we had the 2,000 counter in hand. This is a good start. I'm gonna keep this. We're gonna send out the Nami. I want to prepare for future. We do have a Luffy. I've got a Sanji Pudding. The next card I'd really like in hand would be the Luffy Zoro, or the Luffy Taro. Sorry. So we've got 3 Dawn. We'll go ahead, swing for 5, and then attach our 3 Dawn to Nami, swinging for 5 again. Basically, just bringing on some heat here early. This is also why I tend to go first. I'm trying to not really bring the life down and increase your hand size, but more so decrease the hand size by forcing you to counter out early game. Some people tend to think they need to defend. If you notice the last match I was in, I was basically allowing most every hit go through. That's unfortunate. We take the hit. He just got banished. We didn't have the counter power for that. We do have 5 Dawn, so let's just go ahead and get this Zoro, and we found our Luffy Taro. And we'll attach the last one here, swing for 6. So next turn we will have our 7 Dawn, so we're going to want to go ahead and play the Luffy Taro, sending 1 Dawn back to the Dawn deck. And then we'll play the Sanji Pudding behind him, so that gets our two big characters on board. And then for next turn, we can play the the winner, the Monkey D. Luffy the 6 cost. Um, on defense, so if we had it, we'll use our events like Gum Gum Giant for the plus 4,000 power and draw. Jet Gatling gives plus 3,000 while thinning your hand, so it's always good to have the extra cards in hand. That's what I tend to go for. Um, so I can't attack and then no rest. That's fine. So, wonder what I can do for. Oh, okay. I guess I could bring out the Zoro, resting Arlong, and then playing our Electrical Luna. Basically, just slowing things down. Yeah. Didn't want to overshoot myself and play the Luffy Taro and then just leave myself in a more vulnerable situation. So at least I froze. I basically froze. And then I got, we'll use the Going Merry for on play and then attach that last Dawn to Zoro here, and then we'll swing 6 on Arlong. Basically, I expect him to counter out, but the luck is if he doesn't, then we basically just take a character with us. Alright, that leaves him with 2. So I will say this has been one of the most challenging decks to um, generally for me to learn and play with. No other deck has been this challenging for me. Lim was very easy. Black Yellow Luffy was somewhat of a challenge in the beginning, but once you get the swing of things, it started to come second nature. So we're sitting with no Dawn. He's got 1 card in hand. So that 1 card in hand, he's got no blockers. I do have a Luffy. This is what I love about this deck. It's such a um yeah, it's such a gamble. Let's get that last card out of his hand if he's got the counter power. If he doesn't counter out, then I'm gonna assume he doesn't have the counter power. Okay. So we know the next hit will for sure go through if I swing with Monkey, my leader. So next would be well, that wasn't smart. So the next hit will for sure go through also. Let's just go ahead and play 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That leaves us with 1. We might have actually just won. Um, mathematically, there's no way he can block this. So I'll set my 2 Dawn active, adding 1. So I'll swing for 8. He would need 2 Dawn, basically he would need 2 cards to counter out. And he would need 2K counters, but I know he doesn't have it. Yeah, cool. So there's another win for us. Not really a great opponent to showcase the Luffy skills, but that was a really good. That was a. I should rephrase that. Not a great matchup, but what a really good. What a good battle. That was cool. All right. So usually, right, I do want to play my searchers, and I always go for a monkey. D Luffy 6 cost or the 7 cost. I could counter out of this, or I could increase my hand size. That's really what it comes down to. I do have 2 Sanjis, so we'll get rid of one of those. So something to remember with Shanks: always swing with 6. Someone taught me that 6 was generally like his weakness. Um, Let me search here. We'll pull one of the Zoros, because there was 3 that we could have chosen from. So basically, all those would have been bottom deck. So it's nice to have the options. Um, so we can swing for the 3 here. Alright, so we're getting rid of some of that hand size. 5 cost. Or, I mean, he's got 5 active Dawn he could spend. I wonder what that 1 Dawn left there is for. Probably playing another character out. 4, 5, 6. I have 6 active Dawn. Might be too soon for this, but yeah, I didn't want to. I forget Ben Beckman might be coming out. So we're increasing our hand size. Still haven't found the Luffy Taro that could play the Sanji Pudding next. Next turn will be at 8 Dawn. Alright. So he's probably going to go for the KO on, yeah, like I thought. We do have the 2000 counter. We'll use that. Now we're sitting at 8 Dawn. Since he's got such a low hand size, I may want to just get rid of Edward here. 9, 10. Do I want to get rid of hand size, or do I want to get rid of Edward? Yeah, let's just go full swing, getting rid of. We're not in a bad spot. Like, I still have all of my life. He's got his blocker out now. So now we are at 10 Dawn. Let's go ahead and play our Luffy to play Sanji behind that. We'll activate those 2 and then sending 1, and then maybe let's just go ahead and get him out too. So next turn, this will be fun. Hopefully I can get another Sanji Pudding out, and so with 2 Sanji Puddings on the board, I'll be able to gain 2 Dawn, unrest 2 Dawn. So that's 4. So he's getting rid of. Alright, that's cool. We have the 2000 counter with Usahachi. What do we have here? Yeah, no brainer. We'll play Sanji Pudding. Basically, we're getting our 2 Dawn back. So now we're back at 5 Dawn. Unresting 2. That's such a fun ability. And let's just go ahead and just spin these. So I'm sitting with 1, 2, 3, 4, 2,000 counter power. That's so I'm sitting at 8,000, and then maybe next turn. Actually, next turn we want to just go all in. Like just think about swinging. All right. Yeah, I will admit I think the Shanks red deck doesn't have a lot of counter power. And then we'll add. Not that it's not really imperative. This works. The going Mary works great with when you're going against like Rob Lucci, like a black deck. So he did eliminate a Ben Beckman. Um, ooh. So he's really trying to get rid of my. We'll give it to him. That's all. I mean, that's cool. He's pretty much wasted a whole turn coming after. We do want to save Zoro. What do we want to do now? So we'll play our Luffy and to play Zoro. A 7 or under. Dang. Basically, if Ben Beckman was rested, the Electrical Luna would really work great. So we're gaining our Dawn back. 5. So we have 7 Dawn, 5 active. I played the Sanji over the Nico because of the base power. I think Nico was easier to eliminate. Um, yeah, we'll go 6. And then we probably just want to get rid of both of those 3,000 base power guys. Um, we'll go 5 into him. And we'll get rid of him. Basically, I'm trying to build defense to keep my characters on board for another turn. If I can survive next turn and not lose too much, I think that I'll have game. I'm almost sure that I'll have game with only 2 life left on his end. He's gonna focus on. Okay, so like he's gonna focus on killing one of my guys, and he can swing 3 times: a 6, a 7, and a 8, I think. So let's just keep Zoro alive with a 2K. Let's keep him alive with a 2 and a 1, and then I could actually get rid of the blocker, but ooh, here we go. So this is what we needed. Awesome. Cool. So now we're gaining our 2 Dawn, unresting. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we got 5 Dawn. 2 we'll need to swing twice with Luffy. If he was smart. Alright, so that leaves him with 1 more. We'll swing for 6. Okay. So he didn't have a 2K counter for that. So we'll swing for 7. And then basically we're going to go all in. And there's our win. And that's what Luffy's there for. You know, something to think about. I've thought about increasing the number of cards for the 6-drop Luffy or the Luffy Taro. I know I've only run 2 of the 7-drop and then 3 of the 6 cost. You could increase. You could add another Luffy 6-drop to make that 4, and then 2 more. So basically, I mean, it's your choice. But what 3 cards you want to get rid of, or 2? Maybe at least just 2. You can add 1 for each, so that brings it to a 4 and 3. Maybe getting rid of our Gum Gum Jet Gatling. I don't use that often, I've noticed in my matchups. So that's something when creating decks just be mindful of whatever cards you use the least. If you notice you don't play it, and it may be just very niche, maybe think about replacing that card with something else. So here we definitely want the Luffy Taro because I only run 2 of those in the deck, so that we do want to search for that. Vegapunk is quite a threat, and this since EBO2 has dropped, and especially with the new OP11. So he's building up a board quick, and then he does have KO power. Do I have any 2K? No. So it looks like we'll give them this hit, and then the next one also. Next we'll be sitting at 6 Dawn. We want to get one of these Sanji puddings out and use leader ability. That puts us at 3 Dawn, and then gaining 1 to bring it to 4. But the good news is I'm sitting at 6,000 base power, and then we can Alright, and the only reason we were able to remove that one from board is because my life is equal to Vegapunk's, but if his life is less than yours, then that character can't be removed by battle. Usually with Vegapunk, my goal is to get them to dry their hand out, so that way they don't have anything to play with. A lot of the Vegapunk players generally tend to overplay their cards, and then if you notice, he has the ability to increase his life, but he hasn't done that. And I think instead he chose to play cards to be extra aggro. I don't have the counter power for this. So now it's just between, did I want to lose Nico Robin, or do I want to lose my life? We'll go ahead and counter out 7, removing 1, adding the Sanji pudding. But now I can send my 2 Dawn basically for free. So I'm unresting 2 and then gaining 2 Dawn. So now I'm sitting at 4. Next up would be, we need to start removing characters off of the table. They generally tend to get rid of Vegapunk. Alright, so we've got our board. Yeah, just remember when going against Vegapunk, my idea is just to basically just get a board presence built, so that way late game, if you've noticed with our matches, we just want to swing in with our heavy. So we've got 7 and 8s that we're swinging with. If we have the Luffy, that's double attack, that's and then with rush. So we can definitely, basically, just like Lim, we're bringing a lot of heat. I don't have the counter 6. Actually, I do. We'll get rid of the Zoro. So with that, Gum Gum, we spend 1 Dawn and then send 2 back. But then we go up 4,000. That bring me to 10. And then I also get to draw 2 cards. 1, 2. So we're sitting at 3 Dawn. We'll do that. We'll take the 2,000 counter. So I'm only at 3 Dawn right now. Oh, he would. That's a big mistake on his end. Use. Ooh, perfect. So we might be at too low of Dawn 3. Yeah, that's unfortunate. So we can't come out on top with that win. At least this round. Whoa, that's right. I forget. With 3 of them, we get 3 Dawn back. 1, 2, 3, 4. So basically, we just got a Sanji pudding for free. We've got our blocker, so now we just need to play a little bit with defensively. Next turn, we'll use our monkey Luffy. 6 cost to basically, if we're still alive next turn, we've won. He's got 2 Dawn in hand. Mathematically, he has a total possible of 4,000 counter power. Let's see if he's got it. We'll swing with the Luffy here. Actually, let's go for 7 first. He's going to need to get rid of 2 cards in hand. Seven. Alright, this is the gamble. Going for 9. Okay, so he had 1, 2, 3. So he had 3,000 counter power in hand total. So we would have taken the win with the next attack. So there we have it. Another win for us. Alright, this is what we needed. We needed a good black matchup. I think the 2 I see the most is going to be Smoker and Rob Lucci and Meta. So like usual, we'll go ahead and actually pull the Going Merry and then play the more cards in hand the better from turn 1. He's going to play off of Nami, removing her cost to 0. I think that brings him to 7,000. I'm going to go ahead and actually give him the hit. So he's got 2. Let's just go ahead and play the Rorona Zoro and then attack. He's going to need a 2k counter out. And then we'll swing for 5 against leader. We are sitting with 3 2,000 counter power. That's the Sanji and 2 Usohachis. I've got 1 Nico Robin. So next turn we'll be at 6 Dawn. I could use the Zoro 4 cost to search and then use leader ability. I've got quite the options. Yep, we counter out with that. He can attach the 4 to Sengoku and swing for 5 if he wanted. Unless he wants to go for a KO. Okay, so he's probably gonna. I thought he was gonna bring Brook out. 3, 4. So I got 6 possible Dawn. We'll keep our 2,000 counter power. Yeah, we'll freeze that. Use leader ability, so we're sitting at 4. And then we'll play the Zoro to add a card to hand. And I'm gonna go ahead and take the 2,000 counter. Nice. Basically, the Electrical Luna is such a good card. Very situational. But for only 3 costs, you can freeze everything on the board. Basically, now we're just going to counter out of everything if we can. We do have the counter power. Wondering what he's going to play. 1, 2. He's got... Oh, so now he'll play the Brook, I'm assuming. No, a Kobe. Alright. Love seeing me a Kobe. 6 Dawn. Alright, let's gonna take this. We'll get our blocker out. Next turn we'll play our Monkey D. Luffy with the Rush. And let's just get rid of one of these. Basically with usually Smoker or Rob Lucci, I try to be mindful of what cards can KO and being mindful of what Dawn they have active. If there are no characters on the board, then they can't KO. A lot of guys will like go heavy on trying to do board removal and then over expunge their hand or their Dawn and not really have anything to play with. So it looks like they're gonna go for the Sanji here, bringing him down to a 2 cost, and then the Kobe can KO a 3 cost and under, I think. Alright, not a great position to be in. So let's see what counter he's got. Does he have a 2K? Let's see. So he has the 2K. I don't want to lose my Dawn knowing that he's going to come. But then at the same time, yeah, I'm going to be prepared. Swing for 7, and then we'll swing for 7 again. Basically, I'm setting up for next turn win. Like, I have to survive this, and it's not looking good. I got one 2K counter, but he's only got really... More than likely, he's going to focus on removing that Luffy off the board. So, he'll tap Tashigi, bringing him down to a 4 cost. Oh, no. So, let's just use the 2K counter. We'll use our Gum Gum Jet Gatling. So basically he can hit me 1, 2, 3 more times, and we're gambling off of, like, if we get some bad life pulls. So first hit goes no counter. Second hit will go with no counter. Ooh, that's my luck. Oh, actually, no. Nice. 7. So that's right, I was at 6. Oh, it looks like he quit. So I just got lucky with the counter power out. I hate winning on hey, a win's a win, but we'll just move on to the next match and hope we do a little bit better. We'll call it after this match. We'll say that I hope this was a good showcase for the purple green Luffy. Hope, and again, like always, if you found this helpful, drop a like and comment with your favorite Straw Hat card in the deck, and don't forget to subscribe for more One Piece TCG content. Wish I could say every week, but you know. So off the back, we play our 1 cost Searcher. Next we'll have 3 Dawn. We can play the Going Married to draw 1 into hand. Oh, nice. So this is a pretty good setup actually. We'll play all 3 of our 1 cost cards. We do want a Sanji Pudding, and then we'll play this to bring in a 2,000. I don't have a 2,000 2,000 counter power card in hand, so I thought it would be kind of a necessity to bring it in. Alright. 5 on my leader. We'll take it. So now we're sitting at 5 Dawn. We'll get a Sanji Pudding out. Alright, and then I think passing turn. Going Merry stage, we can't start using that until we have less Dawn than our opponent. I'm sure that they have more than us right now, but we need at least 2 less than them. So he's gonna go 7. Ooh, he really went up in cards there. Six, so we'll do 5, and then we'll counter out with a 2,000 counter card. And ooh, they're really bringing the heat here. Alright, so now hopefully we can turn some things around. I guess we want to get another Sanji Pudding out. Using leader ability basically to get 3 Dawn, actually 4 Dawn active. And then we can play our Monkey Luffy. And it's all about surviving next round. So I actually have only 2,000 counter and a 1,000 counter. Okay. I'm gonna leave him active. I'm wondering, so they've got 4 Dawn active. He's gonna bring him out. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 attacks. We'll definitely give him that. Actually, I figured if I block out, then the next, basically my consensus was if I counter out, then he's gonna swing again, basically keeping me alive for another turn. Hopefully, I've got. I mean, if he could go in for one more swing for the 5, he had the win. But now it's coming down to he's got no active blockers. Oh, this is a win here. Watch how we just turn things around heavily. 1, 2. So basically, I just need 4 active Dawn. I could have gone for a swing with 2 times each for both the monkey, but just in case, it would be a bad idea for us to freeze everybody and then just keep this Dawn active for my Gum Gum Giant, because we don't know if we can actually take the win here. Yeah, let's go 7. If he doesn't block it, then it tells me he might not have the counter power. And then maybe we could attach another Dawn to the next monkey and then swing 2 times. So we're swinging for 8,000 twice. Oh yeah, he definitely doesn't have the counter for this. So use ability, and you don't need to have the life to use it, but if you have life, he will take the life from you. So that's game. Oh no. right, cool. So that's a wrap. That's hopefully it's a good yeah, I'm just gonna end it here. That's gonna wrap up today's deep dive into green purple Luffy from EBO2. Just remember, whether you're ramping hard or going wide with the crew, it's all about timing and pressure. If this helped you level up your game, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for selling with me, and until next time, keep your Dawn active.